But let's say you say you're walking your dog, right? And someone comes out and takes your dog's leash out of your hand, that is assault. You can literally go and face years in prison for doing something like that. That
like
is
you never physically touch them. You just touch the leash.
You touch the leash, which is if it's in their hand, it's an extension of their body. So even if you do something to the dog, not only would you get a charge for assaulting the dog, you also get a charge for assaulting the owner of that dog.
It's like, okay, what if their dog is biting my dog, so I grab his leash because he's not doing nothing.
That's different.
Yank his dog. Okay.
That's clearly different. That's self-defense. Like what?
Okay.
so like
I'm just saying.
Where Kanye and the paparazzi, she's got her phone, like recording.
But no, that's the thing. They're following him. They're literally following him.
But at the end of the day, that's their job. That's what they do.
No, bro, no. Actually, being a paparazzi is actually illegal. It's actually illegal. It is. It's actually illegal. That's why these celebrities be suing them. Because, bro, literally, you're literally stalking a person.
Like if you're following
it's stalking.
Like house
it's not. They're not pressed. But and then another thing too, they're not pressed. When you have the press badges, they don't get press badges. Paparazzi do not get. They're different from the press. So yeah, that's why I learned that. I learned that.
But then again,
that's illegal.
Isn't this happening in like California, right?
It's even worse. It's even worse. It's even worse. It's more illegal there than anywhere else.
Hold on. What are, if you can pull it up, what are the laws on recording people in California? And that's where we find out how legal or illegal their actions are. Is by
it doesn't matter because paparazzi itself is illegal in California.
So then
like, how what the shit TMZ be doing, everything like that. So that's why they keep lawyers. That's why they keep lawyers on deck. Because literally, that's a suit every fucking time.
That's crazy.
That's a suit every fucking time.
If what you're saying is true, this is pull it up. I need you to pull it up. Pull it up while I grab Jonathan.
Pause.
Ain't no pausing. Jonathan, bring your ass in here, Jonathan. No, I'm doing the podcast.
Oh shoot, it's at 51%. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and load this up. Damn, did I leave a password? Huh?
I was talking to Tim. Jonathan, are you here?
Fellas, hello.
How's it going, Jonathan?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Welcome to Shooting the Shit, bro. We're just over here discussing whether or not the paparazzi is illegal in California.
Would you know that? Do you know
Do you know anything about that?
I said paparazzi.
First I'm hearing. You would think that
because they're not pressed.
You would think though, because I don't know, just gut reaction, because Hollywood's in California, like they would have some deal set up to where like they want the publicity to be happening. I don't.
That's what I'm thinking. So he's looking it up right now to substantiate his claim. But I was saying, I was thinking because like if like being in Tallahassee, if like a famous person just ran up into Tallahassee and I'm at the mall or something and I take out my phone and I'm like, oh, look, it's like 2 Chainz or somebody or whatever, whoever it may be, and I record them, like I'm thinking, okay, like as long as I'm not like trying to make money off of this, it's legal for me to do that. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the part I'm missing.
Find the law.
No. That's the part I'm clicking. Because listen. Remember the early 2000s. Remember the tabloids and everything like that. They used to take pictures of like if let's say Leonardo DiCaprio went out and got married somewhere in some private beach, and they found that and took pictures of those wedding pictures. They were able to sell those pictures to news companies like paper companies, and everything, and they will print them out, just like Spider-Man. That's a perfect example. Spider-Man, what Peter Parker does, literally taking pictures of himself and selling it, is actually illegal in California.
Where's the law?
One second. Stop it.
I'm just waiting for the law. That's all I'm waiting on.
I'm just logging in. I'm logging in my crack
but anyway, phone. Jonathan, how's your week been, buddy?
It's been pretty good, Not a lot has happened, but nothing terrible has happened either.
Those are some of the best types of weeks,
Since I'm here, I'm going to show you my shirt here.
Oh, yo, that's dope, Mob Psycho.
It's Better Call Regan.
Hey, he will kick you in the nuts. You got to watch out for that
guy. it's one of his special moves.
Have you seen the new season of Mob Psycho?
I certainly have.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a great adaptation. I love the manga. I think the anime is severely underrated.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
There are a lot of shows that are like, I don't know, shonen deconstructions, going back to like Eva, Evangelion. I don't think there are many that actually execute it, but this is one of them.
Paparazzi across the pond. Legally prohibited from trespassing on private property. That's what I said. I said, like, yeah.
Keep reading.
Using telephoto lenses to survey private property or pursuing targets in cars. But they were he wasn't in the car when he did that. They were inside.
They had to be in a car to get that area. They had to be in a car to get to the street. They were literally in a bro. Come on, they were at a red light. They were at a red light. He got out the car and addressed them like they were at a red light, bro. Come on. What's up, Nelly? We got another special guest here.
Oh, we got Francis' daughter Nelly.
Princess Nelly. Hey,
Princess Nelly.
This mouse.
Yeah.
It's a mouse. Franz got rats.
Pet rats.
So Franz, Jonathan here, he does cover music as well. And I believe don't you write your own songs too?
I do.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, you'll get different opinions from musician to musician or just discipline to discipline in the arts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you want to be a good musician and you want to write music, you need to first listen to music. Just a lot of it. I know that seems obvious, but like after a lot of reflection, like you need to listen to music and you need to know what you like. And you need to go and pursue to be able to add that sort of thing to your musical vocabulary. And that would apply to, I don't know, you're watching anime, like you develop a taste, like you know what you like, you know what you don't like seeing. You kind of you get a more discerning palette. You're like, I want to see this. I want these plot points to be executed. I want to see these character beats. Okay. Anyway, I like anime so easily, but
we love anime.
In music, it's like
when it comes to anime, Franz over here is obsessed with isekais. Like all he watches is
I've heard him talk about
light novels for
slime.
Yes.
I've been watching.
Like, anytime you want to make an anime comparison to explain like what it is like what the process you go through, we're there. We're right there with you. So back to you though. Continue.
So I'm interested in a lot of different music, and I know people say that, but like it's hard to say, and people be like, oh, he likes a lot of different types of music, right?
Right.
That's just a standard thing. But some of my earliest memories are the record player playing when I was a kid. And just the radio playing, and I'm in the back seat and my folks are driving somewhere. I would say, nowadays I'm okay with communicating with people, but as I was growing up, it was a big struggle, and music was just this outlet. It was like this. I wasn't sure where the appropriate place to put, like, I'm having feelings, but I found it was music, or at least like that was the way I could communicate it, or I could understand it, like myself. And so just talking music with people just began opening up doors for me. But anyway,
you learn a new language.
Yeah, it's a language.
Listen, yeah, it's language. It's dope, bro.
Yeah, musical vocabulary teaches you, what you like and how to execute it. But when you start to talk to other people about music and they tell you what they like, that is a doorway there to figuring people out, or at least for me. Maybe that's common.
No, no. We literally in our group chat, we were just having this discussion yesterday about the different tastes of music, and I was just telling our wonderful mutual friends that their sense of music is trash because they're like Lil Uzi Vert and Kodak Black and all those mumble rappers and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I hear the beat's nice, but it's just as an artist, I don't know. That's my personal opinion though. My personal opinion. What, baby girl?
Hey, niece.
Hey,
But,
go play.
So during that conversation though, like it was pretty funny because he was calling those artists trash, and then like our other friends were like, hey, that's just crazy. That's just because you only like lyricist type of raps, like the people who have that more like thought behind what's going on, the deeper messages, the clear, coherent, like what they're talking about, like what's going on, better use of metaphors, things like that. Whereas those rappers specifically that we were talking about at the time don't specialize in that. They specialize in like the hype movement, you're partying, you're just kind of chilling, that type of music,
It's the beat.
So,
you're going off the
they're
sound.
more into the
rhythm,
rhythm,
vibe, exactly.
Going on.
So for France,
that's like 90s, like social conscientious, like
that.
Like KRS-One. Like you have your old heads versus your new like mumble rappers.
I'm an old head.
I as a lad was pretty like musically cliquish, in school. It was like, it was like, to go back to anime, it's like, are you at the Naruto table, or are you talking to the Bleach folks,
Right.
At least that's what the debate was at the time for me. Maybe I'm dating myself, but
no, you're
good. No, you're good. We're old farts here, man. We're old farts.
You've seen my TikToks, but like my earlier TikToks,
I have been catching up on those.
Most of my TikToks are generally me yelling at the Naruto fandom just to get a rise, because they get so mad. You can go in there.
There's a lot of passion there. You can provoke.
I can provoke.
Oh my God.
It's good for viewership. I'm not gonna lie, but like I'll say something that's like totally out of pocket, like Naruto can't break a boulder, and then they'll just, yes, he can. And then I'll pull up like a scene where he was struggling doing something like that, and then I'll just overinflate it, and they're like, oh my God, you did me.
Taking it out of context.
The whole time I know everything about Naruto. I know what's been happening, but like,
well, we grew up watching Naruto, like legit.
only a true fan could really troll like a fan.
Exactly. So my question for you though, Jonathan, is like, who, if you had to classify, like when it comes to you writing music, which, like, I'll say top 3 or top 5, we'll do top 5. Which top 5 like musical artists, bands, groups, whatever, do you generally draw your inspiration from?
Ooh, that's really
tough.
putting
you in the hot seat now.
Okay, so just knee-jerk reaction. Let me just try to spit some names out. From my dad's side of music, he's a Beatles fanatic.
Okay.
Classic.
From my mother's side, she was very into Motown. And just most of the stuff coming out of Detroit when she was younger in college, and she was into like singer-songwriters like Alison Krauss, Sheryl Crow, and so that kind of thing.
Okay.
Then more personally for me, I like I grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah, those soundtracks were fire.
When I got on Sonic 2, when I got to the chemical plant, and that music started up, that actually I think it changed my life. Like that's maybe a little dramatic, but like my musical taste was like, I didn't know you could do this. There's so many things I never heard. It's this fusion of like funk and like electronics and just like I didn't know you could do this. So video game music is a big thing for me too. Like not just that, but say I got Final Fantasy VII when I was young, and there was a period of time where I would just leave it on the menu and I would fall asleep to the arpeggios, the major seventh. I think about that all the time.
Final Fantasy VII, that's the one with Cloud, right?
Indeed.
Sephiroth's song from that, like his main song. That shit,
One-Winged Angel. Yeah.
Yo, that shit goes hard. Like just in the back, Sephiroth. I'm like, they say his name in the song. Like, get your ass beat.
I was pretty shook. The whole town is now on fire, and he's got his own theme song.
He's got his own. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? Like that Family Guy, American Dad with Stelios. Stelios. And then he's just sitting there like whooping Stan's ass. It's like, yep, I felt that way when I was fighting Sephiroth. Yep, exactly, same feeling, same exact feeling.
Yeah, he's defining the nemesis for you. Yeah,
exactly.
So video game music is big for me. Let's see, what's the next thing that just leaps at me? Maybe Tangerine Dream.
Ooh.
I know. I like just a really heavy influence in my rhythm, actually. If you don't know much about the background of Tangerine Dream, they were doing electronic music back when a lot of it was analog. Mm-hmm. So I first saw just like pictures of them like messing with their equipment. Like they just have these mad scientist looking walls of just like knobs to twiddle and oscilloscopes and like filters and potentiometers to like play with, and I was just like, oh, I have no idea what any of those buttons do, but that looks so cool. They just seem like a mad scientist at work, and they're there, and they've got their sequencer music, which is they've set it up to play a certain sequence, and then they also have their keyboard with them, and they're sort of playing variations on theme, sort of improvising over it. They sort of know where it's going to go. And they started getting this sort of rhythmic sense of I don't know how to describe it really, because like, well, I know how I would describe it. I don't have a great understanding of music theory. I just know what I like, and I try to do that for the most part. But they have this rhythmic sense of like a rhythm will be like traveling, and they'll add maybe you would call it swing, where it'll come in early sometimes, it'll come in late sometimes, it'll begin to overlap. Just by it overlapping, it'll change the phrasing of it. But the sort of turning over, like traveling feeling from Tangerine Dream, and like all the people that worked on it. This guy Michael Honig, he did maybe my favorite album of the genre, Departure from the Northern Wasteland. It came out, I want to already just yeah, it is title cool. Alone. I want to say it came out in 1978. Okay. I'm terrible at dates, but it sort of was like the end piece to this genre of music, the Berlin school, they called it in the 70s. Anyway, to me, when I listen to it, I know it's Departure from the Northern Wasteland. I close my eyes. It's got this sort of revolving, traveling feeling, and it's to me, it's like Dune. It's like travel without moving. Like it really gets my my imagination going, and yeah. So Tangerine Dream, in short.
Okay, hey, looks
is that 5?
No, I don't know. Listen, I lost count. I was just listening to you talk. Like, it seems like you do draw from a lot of inspiration, and like
it's passion.
And that is true passion, and like that's why I like your videos that I see on my YouTube or on Shooting the Shits YouTube. I think I still need to follow you on my like personal YouTube account that I just watch stuff on, but I need to follow you on that as well. And like another cool thing about Jonathan, though, Franz. This is mainly cool if you know why this is cool. So if you're a listener, so sorry to the viewers, you guys may not understand why this is cool, but this is a cool thing for us. Anyway, Franz. So I met Jonathan through, and I'm gonna give you 2 guesses to guess the friend that's a mutual friend that would know Jonathan. 2 guesses. Let's see if you get it right.
Charles.
Okay, you're right. Right off.
What?
So yeah.
Any friend of Charles is a friend of mine.
Yeah. There you go, exactly.
Yeah. Facts.
Coolest guy in the world, swear to God. But yeah, so like I was telling him though, Jonathan, that I was gonna bring you on, and he was like, "Yeah, that's gonna be so good for him. Like, I think he'll really enjoy it." I was like, "Yeah, he seems to be really enjoying it in the messages between me and him." And but yeah, so
I'm very pleased for like just anyone to be like, "Hey, you want to come on and talk about music?" Like,
exactly, you know.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'm okay. So like Charles is cool. You guys seem cool. I like your show.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
You know, I like the takes. I like long form discussion.
We try to do that. Like we try to like do a lot of long form.
There's a lot of like in our day and age, there's just like sound bites, and people are like, okay, this like one clipped sentence is how I feel about this, and like if this gets brought up later, then this is what I feel, and then you're like, okay, there's more to it.
I've been dealing with a lot of that with that new Velma series on my TikTok. Like, you know, I've been getting
people are mad. I've been watching your TikToks.
People are so mad, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I sat there and I've watched 6 episodes of this show. Like, I don't think it's like particularly the best show in the world. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely not the worst. It's no better than what Brickleberry is like, you know, and like I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, people, you see what people get mad at, and then you go back. And what I do with all of my videos, anytime someone complains about a scene or something, and they're like, this was being hateful on, like, I don't know, one guy was saying that the show hates white men. So I was like, okay, let me go back and rewatch this episode. Nothing was really hateful, and nothing was really directed at white men as a whole. It was directed at like rich, preppy white boys who don't know how to do shit. Like that was all the focus was for 2 episodes. And then after those 2 episodes, nothing.
I think people like being upset.
I think so too. I agree with that.
They don't. And they would prefer to pick what they're upset about. You know.
Yeah.
They're probably upset about something else. You know, like truly, but like it would be nice to be like, the show sucks. But personally, I think a lot of the criticism that I understand, just looking through your TikToks about it and people's responses, is that it's mean.
Yeah,
my response is, so what? If you were going to be like mean and crack like mean jokes, I think one of the most appropriate places to do that would be on like an adult cartoon show.
Exactly, like South Park.
Max.
South Park is mean.
Like, Family Guy's mean. Simpsons mean.
My like jump off would probably be like what was that? I want to say Badly Drawn Monkey, but that's not it. No, Drawn Together.
Yeah, Badly Drawn Monkey is me.
No, but I don't know if you recall Drawn Together.
I loved Drawn Together.
It was great. It was crass. It was filthy. It was.
Did you ever watch that one, Franz?
No.
So Drawn Together is. Do you remember that show on VH1, The Surreal Life?
Yeah.
Where they took all like I don't want to say has-beens, but they
has-beens.
They take all the you know previous very famous people like Vanilla Ice was in a season of it, and they take all who aren't in the limelight anymore and they stuck them in a house, right? And it was like a reality show. So Drawn Together is that, but with like washed up archetypes of characters. So you had like a Foxy Brown character who was like
okay,
a fox human.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And like character, you had the washed up Betty Boop. You had all these like different versions of these like real characters, and they slapped them in this house, and it was like a reality show. But it was.
I know what you're talking about. I just never like put the title together with the show. And just so okay.
It was a good show. It was good.
Yeah, I mean the premise is just like everybody gets shots taken at them, and it's just trying to be just constantly like when you're a kid, just like I don't know, just go as crass and as far as you can into like, oh, that's definitely wrong what was just said there. But people you can discern that it's a joke. I think.
I think what a lot of people are realizing is sometimes.
Granted, I haven't seen the show, but like I think you should just be able to do whatever you want on your show. I mean, and then people will watch it or they won't.
And then whatever happens. I think a lot.
I don't understand the outrage.
I don't get it either, because I feel like a lot of the people who are outraged in this are probably like the butt of the joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like whenever I look at jokes, I look at them like, and I'm gonna name a couple of, you know, comedians and stuff, like a joke that was like, you know, what's his name? Eddie Murphy's got jokes from him back in the 80s that if we were to say those jokes now, totally wrong, disrespectful, just really fucked up, but they're still funny. And that's the fucked up part about it. It's still funny, right? So, right. But it's only funny to certain people. You know what I mean? It's like that. Yeah. And that's how jokes are in general. Similar with music tastes. Like me and Franz and you may all be able to agree, like, oh yeah, the Beatles are great, but there might be one Beatles album where I'm like, that whole album is trash. And then you're like, what? That album's the best album ever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, can we skip Yellow Submarine? No, we're not skipping.
No, infinite repeat all the time, you know? Like, so it's like stuff like that. And I think like what this show Velma is doing, because they poke fun at everybody. Like I said, I've watched 6 episodes. They poke fun at Velma. They poke fun. Episodes. They poke, like, Mindy Kaling pokes fun at herself, you know, like she does in a lot of her things, which I think can be a little damaging to certain communities. Like I can understand the outrage there a little bit.
Personally, I have like a very self-deprecating sense of humor, so like those always land pretty well with me. Like I'm always like zinging myself,
and that's what I think this is. It's like self-deprecating for all of the characters except for Norville. Norville, whatever, for whatever reason, Norville's like the only character that everybody likes. The only thing that they're confused on is why he's not smoking the marijuana yet.
I figured they just flipped it. I heard he's like a straight-laced food critic.
He is a straight-laced food critic. And it's funny.
That's kind of funny, just in concept.
One of the episodes, I want to say it was either episode 2 or 3, he ends up getting saved by some potheads. And so then you're like, oh, wait, is this the
Well, is this when it changes?
Is this when he's going to change? Like, and it's like, I'm begging for that, because like the way Norville is, you can ask Franz, the way Norville is right now in this show is exactly how I was in high school. So it's just like, I'm watching Norville and I'm like, all the shots they're taking at him, I'm like, that was me. And I was in it, I'm dying laughing because the shit, it's funny, it's cool to reflect.
Yeah, I mean, who is happy with themselves in high school or middle school in retrospect? Like nobody, you don't know who you are. You're just kind of goofy. You're just trying to survive, you know, you're trying to.
Exactly. I think people think back to that, and maybe I think a lot of people also who are probably upset probably didn't have like the best high school experience. And so seeing some things like that might be triggering.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I did not have a very good school experience, and I think like now, like it helps to laugh at it. Like when I was like closer to it, you know, maybe it stung a little bit. But I think if you find yourself as the butt of a joke, like you should feel included. I think you should just take it in stride, and if it's funny, laugh at it. If it's not funny, be like, yeah, boo, you're not funny, and
then move on. You know, don't watch the show. You know,
and every joke, there's a teeny tiny bit of truth, and that's why the jokes are funny. There's always a truth there, you know, and that's why jokes are funny, because it's like
it's like once we start policing, you know. Now, I don't want to say police. I don't like, that's such a harsh word. But once we start like just being angry, like just this full rage on somebody making a joke, you know, then it's like, what can we joke about? Like, what are we allowed to? Because at the end of the day, what may offend you, Jonathan, may not offend Franz, and what may not offend Franz may piss me the fuck off. You see what I'm saying? So now here we all are. We all got different tastes. So how do you accommodate all those tastes? You see what I'm saying?
Well, you don't have to.
That's another thing. You do not have to. People could just like find stuff that they like and be interested in that, and not
just
be wrapped up in what they don't like.
And just keep scrolling, change the channel, whatever it may be.
Put the phone down.
Back on the music side, how many songs have you written?
I hesitate to call some of them songs. Some of them are more like fleshed out, and I'd be like, "This is a song," and I'll play it in front of people. Like it's got a chorus, it's got a bridge, it's got words that I remember most of the time.
I remember most of the time.
They're always shifting. Like it's always a little improv, and I never quite fit. I want it to be like a living document, man. Like I don't want to shut the book on any of them, I guess. yeah, I'm kind of a weird.
No, it's all good. I feel like everybody's got a little bit of perfectionism.
I would say I've written maybe a dozen, maybe a little more originals.
Nice.
And then I have, over the past 2 or 3 years, I've produced maybe 30, 40 electronic tracks.
Nice.
And I've been putting them on my SoundCloud, but it is even less popular than my YouTube. So I've recently started. I'll make a thumbnail image of a photograph I've taken. I'm just slapping my electronic music on there, and I'm just posting it to my YouTube now. It's doing okay. It's doing better than my SoundCloud was doing.
Have you thought of doing like AMVs, like editing, like, you know, like maybe like an anime fight scene, or like maybe a sad scene in an anime if your song is sad or something like that, and then putting your music behind, like just in the background of that? Have you thought of something like that?
Yeah.
Way back in the day, I used to be like super into AMVs.
Oh wow!
And in school, I was in AV club, and we would get up to doing those. But I don't know. I just I hesitate. Like I have a lot of, like, I have this old laptop here. I'm sure the webcam footage is dating it a bit. I don't know how clear I'm coming through,
clear.
But
you're no clearer than me. So you're good.
I can't even see a mirror, so you're good. You're good. No, look, it's still your logo, bro.
You can't see me. Why, Franz? Why you can't?
It's still literally your logo.
You can't see the only other black person on the podcast, Franz.
Black. I can't see color, bro. I don't see.
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh man.
I can't. But anyway. So Jonathan, would you be open to like playing us a little ditty?
Sure. How about I don't know. Let me just try to make something up.
Hey, we're here for it.
Well, it works.
Hey,
boom.
Welcome to Shooting the Shit, where we're sitting around a campfire and Jonathan is now singing to us. Let's go.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Thanks for having me on your show. I hope that there's something that I know that I can tell you that you'll find interesting. Otherwise, I was probably just gonna sit here in my room anyway and play guitar and drink the coffee that I keep sipping behind me. And that was gonna be it.
Love it.
But then you invite me on your show, and I'm having a pretty good time. And I'm gonna rhyme no with no here. I just thought you should know.
Hey, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
That was dope.
While I have the guitar in my hands, so like to back up a little bit about that musical vocabulary thing, I like a lot of different music. Say, for my dad's interest, besides the Beatles, he was really into the blues, so I got a blues background a bit, more than anything else. So that's very bluesy, right?
Right.
But these same chords, these are also the chords used in Bill Withers' Use Me.
Wow.
So it is about, it's not just the notes, it's about how you use them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Merle Haggard would be like talking about how like his back hurts because he's been working a jackhammer and he wants to drink. But Bill Withers is like quit telling me how to run my relationships, you know. I don't know how much I can play before the YouTube robot is like, hey, I know that song.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
So it's same chords, and you can extrapolate that into so many different genres. It's just about how you feel, how you want to express that. While I'm talking about feeling, it's way better to get your feeling across than try to expertly demonstrate somebody else's feelings or their their virtuosity. Like, for instance, I know people personally that are like way better at fretboard gymnastics. Like their hands are like lightning.
Like what's his name from what is it? Avenged Sevenfold. Their lead guitarist on the song MIA. At the end of that shit, like in like live, he's like turned his like guitar like flat, and he's sitting there just like with his hands just. It looks like a spider, and I'm like, how is that even? Like, how are you even? How is this happening?
He's tapping. Look at him.
He was going hard. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So, but like, I'm more into like cool sounds.
Yeah, like the cool chill vibes.
Do you listen to her?
No, should I?
Yeah, you should.
You should. Hers pretty good.
Yeah, if that's the vibes you like there, you should listen to her. Like her music is just.
I will definitely check it out. I love musical recommendations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the soul sort of roots of R&B.
Yeah. Definitely listen to her.
Where Roberta Flack like influenced like D'Angelo.
Oh wow.
For Chicken Grease, that sort of thing.
I gotcha. Okay.
Have you heard of the group Black Pumas?
No.
Check them out. They got this song called Colors. Oh my gosh, it just makes my chills
I'll certainly give it a listen.
Definitely listen to it. Yeah.
So I like that, and I like bossa nova, and I like specifically where Roberta Flack kind of like mixed in the soul and R&B and the bossa nova, but or like so I first heard bossa nova, speaking of video game music, in Final Fantasy VII.
Again,
there is a little village, a little like resort village called Costa del Sol.
Costa del Sol.
And it kind of bumps me out that people think of bossa nova primarily as like, oh, that's that elevator music. Like it's in my opinion, it's like way more than that. Like it could be kind of lame with like the Americanized like samba sort of like, it's the new jazz, but like I think it actually was cool. I guess while I'm talking about musical influences, I go by the moniker Orange Colored Sky, which is
a Nat King Cole reference.
A Nat King Cole reference.
Bam, Alakazam,
I love it.
Colored purple sky.
I've got a cover of it somewhere down the list in my videos. I really do love the song. If you're a dude that's interested in jazz and you hear Nat King Cole sing, you're just like, wow, there must be all these other vocalists out here. Like if he's out here, like there must be like, I mean, but then you find out there's not a lot of jazz male vocalists
that song
whatsoever.
Is in what's it called? Fallout 4, I believe, on the Fallout 4 soundtrack.
Yes, I also love video games, by the way, and
as we all.
And I encountered the song on Fallout Radio. I knew who Nat King Cole was, but I don't think I really appreciated his music until I played hundreds of hours of Fallout with the radio on, and I listened to every song, and I found that Orange Colored Sky was my favorite far and away, and it just like changed my gaming experience every time I heard it.
That's what I tell everybody when it comes to like music soundtracks. If we're not bringing Fallout like from 3 onward into the fold, we're not talking about soundtracks of video games. Like there's so much music in there that I heard as a kid, like just like you, I didn't really appreciate it too much. But now, and you can ask Franz, if I play just a random playlist, you're getting something from the 1950s coming in there. I got a lot of Dion DiMucci. I got a lot of like I got a lot of that. I got a lot of Leroy Brown. I like just so much is on there, like Butcher Pete and all that shit. Love it. I love it. And it's so crazy. Like when you listen to like my playlist, like that's what you're gonna hear a lot of, because like you, I spent hundreds of hours in it. I even modded some of it so that I could add my own music that wasn't in it in there, like all types of stuff, man. Like
I remember back in Vice City, you could listen to your own music.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. And then also like the New Vegas soundtrack wasn't too bad either. Like especially for.
Speaking of modding Bethesda products, that's kind of where Charles and I got in good together.
That makes a lot of sense. Just like he's still, even now, like he's like, we got a whole Discord called Modding Games with Friends, and it's like all these different games that we played. And when I say we, I primarily mean Charles. That he's got like a list. Hey, if you want a great experience, you'll add all of these mods.
And in this order, mind you.
And in this order, exactly. This one's going to do this. And then you need this mod to make this mod slightly better for that other mod. I'm like, Charles, how much time did you spend on this?
I need him to mod more for Bannerlord. Like, come on. I don't
think he's got into Bannerlord just yet. I might have to buy it in order for him to get into it. He doesn't buy a lot of games. He mods them. So like,
he could squeeze like thousands of hours out of Skyrim still.
You still can.
We really on that Modding Games with Friends. You know, they recently just came out with the Skyrim together, so now you can play Skyrim with your friends if you have the mod. And then we modded it a little more. We added more mods to add extra content, you know, animations, and we literally had like created a D&D-esque multiplayer experience within Skyrim.
I need him to. I need to get on there. I need him to mod a Skyrim version for me where I could go out, create armies, conquer, and do all that. Shit.
I can literally. All you gotta do is go to the Nexus. They literally already have that.
Yeah, I don't want to go use Nexus.
I'm trying to get straight from Charles to curate it for me. I don't want to
go. He'll create a collection. I can just download the collection and
really, send it. Send that shit to me.
I tell Charles he should start doing that and charge people like $5-10. It doesn't take him that long to do it.
You know what? I'm gonna ask him to make a mod of Skyrim, but for my book. For using the characters.
Now, when it comes to like in-depth mods, he's good on some games. He hasn't gotten to that level where he's going to. He's more like
not for him to
like a curator type of thing, where he takes bits and pieces from other mods, puts them all in one thing, and there's your mod package for whatever it is that you're looking for.
Gotcha. It's like Bethesda mod sommelier.
Exactly.
Okay. So he can still do that, and I'll just have like other different people create the characters, like replace the characters and shit like that.
Now I made a couple of mods, like some character mods, but those are hard to do. Like that takes so much time. Because then like, oh my God. And then you have to make sure
for it.
And then because of all the weird incel kids who are like, I've never seen what a woman's body really looks like, and the only body I have to go off of is this anime body. So then you gotta make the meshes so that when they use those mods for like the big jiggly boobs, that it all works. Otherwise, no one's gonna download your mod, because most of the people who mod Skyrim just want to do the sex mods. I'm not lying. That's literally
No, seriously, yeah. We know you're not lying. Yeah, we know you're not lying.
Unfortunate truths.
Unfortunate truths. Yes, it is. It is. So hey, to everybody going out there getting ready to mod Skyrim, you're gonna see a lot of titties. And lots of big old penises and big old bitties.
When Conan the
equal opportunity inappropriate.
It's an equal opportunity of inappropriateness that is not needed in anything Skyrim. It's just the game's not even about that. They're like, hey, I just want to fuck a big titted lizard, guys. Okay, like, what's the problem?
That's not this game. I don't. Why is it?
This game was not intended for people like me, so I made it that way. Argonians are sexy.
I just want to collect books.
Yo, and that's just they do have a book collecting mission too, where you can talk to that orc dude in the at the mage, the Winterhold College or whatever.
I love that NPC. He's so serious about his charge over the library.
He's like, listen, you need to go and get this book because we need it. And I'm like, why? Because I said so. Go get it. I'm like, all right, okay, fine. I'll go slay demons to get this book. That literally gives me no abilities whatsoever when
nothing, no type of advantage.
I'll do all of his quests, but I like to pick up books and like levitate them over his head and kind of make it like a hat, you know, just messing him a little bit.
That's funny.
You know,
here's all the books you made me find.
You know what mod I started seeing is the chat mods where you can start customizing your chat and the NPCs actually respond back in a customized way. Yeah, so you could like literally tell them, "Hey, fuck you! I'm gonna kill you and your wife and your kids." I was like, "Hey, man, why you gonna do that?" Like they literally respond their own personalities, and I'm like, "Yo, I gotta add that shit.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, it's
I've seen the ones where you can like speak, right, and then like you can be like, you know, like Lydia, carry my burdens, and then she'll be like, "Okay, what do you need me to carry?" Like I've seen ones like that. Or you can like say the spell, like you can even be like equip sword, and then like you'll equip the sword.
Yeah.
But Skyrim in VR, whole different experience. Oh my god, that shit's fun.
I bet.
I have a friend with the headset, and I tried it a bit, and I was like, I can't do this. I need to sit in a chair.
Yeah. For some games, it is hard. There's this one game. I'm gonna give a shout out to them. They're new, but they're getting ready to release pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. So Grimlord. And Grimlord is like a first-person Souls-like experience. That's the best way to describe it. So if you like Souls games and you play this, it's the perfect Souls isekai.
I did play a lot of Elden Ring.
Oh, I love it.
Before that, I think
he really loves
Bloodborne was my favorite title.
Which one?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, yeah, I would definitely say Bloodborne. I didn't have a PlayStation, so I only played Bloodborne in like small bursts, but I did like the fluidity of Bloodborne. I like that way more than the Dark Souls fluidity. Like when you would go to dodge in Dark Souls, it always felt clunky to me. But in Bloodborne, it was smoother transitions, and just added a whole nother level of combat to it. Another good Souls-like game that I enjoy.
I mainly like the atmosphere.
Atmosphere is dope. That like gothic atmosphere, the gothic vampire shit. That shit's dope. Yeah. But another good one, if you like anime, which I know you both do, and if you like Souls-like games, is Code Vein. That one, amazing. You get to create your own character. You're in this anime universe, and it plays like any Souls-like game. And it's co-op, so you can play with a friend.
Okay.
I still haven't
been think of what I've been playing. I've been watching a friend since yesterday. He got the Dead Space remaster.
Oh yeah,
I've been watching him play that. It's like a little trip down memory lane.
Yo,
did you ever play Dead Space?
I did play Dead Space. Dead Space has a special spot in my soul for games that made me shit my pants, and yeah, it's definitely in there. I do want to like do a playthrough of like Dead Space 3, because I believe that was like the first co-op one, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or it was Dead Space 2 that had co-op. But I think it was Dead Space 3. I want to say that. I don't. Franz, look it up. Prove me wrong or right.
No, we'll just take that as a given. That's definitely correct.
I'm right. Yeah,
I'm right.
I'm just right. Hold on. But yeah, so Dead Space 3. Like that was one I started with a good buddy of mine, Jordan, and we just never finished it. And it's one of those games that I wanted to finish because it's scary. It's scary and exciting.
It is Dead Space 3.
Dead Space 3 was the first co-op.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and it's on Game Pass, so it's like you could theoretically do a playthrough on it and play with a friend, but I don't have anybody to do that with.
Do you ever
no, Franz, because every time
the foam finger gun?
Hold on 1 second, Jonathan. Hold on 1 second. Franz, nah, bro. I can't play games with you, Franz. Hey, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell Jonathan why too. Jonathan, Franz is the guy who's like, hey man, it's been a while. We should play some video games together. Okay, cool. Hey man, I got this great co-op game. We can go and do this. Oh no, I'm playing this game right now. I can't play with you. Okay, all right. Try me next week. All right, next week. Hey man, we playing this? Oh no, man. I'm watching this right now. I can't stop and play a video game with you, even though I keep telling you.
Did you make an appointment?
I'm like, bro, you do this, not me. Anyway, what were you gonna say though, Jonathan?
Oh, who knows?
Hey, but yeah, man. So, what time is it? Okay, well, it's almost 12 o'clock. So we're gonna start wrapping things up, Jonathan. So for the ending of this episode, my question to you, Mr. Jonathan, is to anybody out there who's thinking of going on a musical journey, such as yourself, what advice would you have to give to that person?
Love music so much that you got to do it, and don't expect success. Just keep making things, and I think that alone will sustain you. And then if you get any attention whatsoever, that's just bonus. If if you're just playing a song to yourself in your room, you could record it and you could post it, and maybe someone will watch it. Maybe 5 people will watch it, and maybe out of that 5, 1 person will like it. I think if you really love music, and you're just like passionate about it, and you want to give back to all the sonic enjoyment you've had, you'd want to try to do that for other people, or hope. But even if you don't reach a lot of people, you hold yourself accountable as an artist by continually posting your work, and it forces you to see yourself, and see what's not so good, and maybe what you were a little too hard on yourself about. Recording yourself is a much better analysis tool than just thinking after you played, like, wow, that was bad, or I think that was good. So yeah, if you want to get into music, you probably already love music, but just love music. Don't think it's going to make you money. It'd be great if it did, but you also need to find like-minded individuals in your area. You need to find a community of people that are also just as passionate about music as you, and talk to them. And as you converse with them and possibly collaborate, you will be a better artist for hearing their point of view. Maybe they like a genre you've never heard, and you go and listen to it, and you're like, oh, okay, well, now that I've heard this, then there's so many other. Anyway, just listen to music. That's my advice.
Hey, that seems like really good advice.
Straight
like
advice,
that's pretty solid, And you also aired on the realism side of it. Like, don't do this. It's the same thing with me writing comics. Don't go into writing comics expecting that you're going to immediately make money. That's not right. That's not the goal here. The goal is to make money, but at the end of the day, it is not the main goal. The main goal is to just be working on your passion. That is what it is. Putting your work out there. So for all of us that's shooting the shit, thank you, Jonathan, so much for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me.
We really do appreciate it. And to everybody out there watching, this has been our highlight, our musical highlight for Shooting the Shit. We got Sir Jonathan, Orange Colored Sky. Go check this man out. His music is great. You heard him play a little ditty. And if you go to his page, he's got more ditties and also, covers as well. So definitely go check this man out. He's we heard him, good soul, good spirit, good person. So from me and Franz, peace out.
Bye, Will. Bye, Franz.